Hey everybody, Flyersguy here to remind you that on December 5th, 2025, it's the 200th episode of Back in the Day. That's right, folks. I'm celebrating my 200th episode of Back in the Day. It's going to be Back in the Day 200th episode celebration, and a look back at 3 years of entertaining nostalgia here on Back in the Day. It'll be a 200 episode celebration, as it's the Back in the Day 200th episode. It'll be coming December 5th, 2025, exclusively on my YouTube channel. So, we're going to take a look back at many years of Back in the Day here on the Flyersguy YouTube channel. I cannot believe that I am at 200 episodes of Back in the Day. So I'll see you all on December 5th, 2025. It's me, Flyersguy, and welcome to another edition of Throwback Flyersguy. I'm your host, Flyersguy. In today's episode, I am going to talk about my memories of 2019, 2020. The memories of 2019 and 2020. After Christmas, we got into the new year. On Christmas that year, I got muscle cramps. My muscle cramps have returned. The Philadelphia Flyers had an up and down first half. They had a big win against the rival team. I had two hospital stays, one in October and one in December, and my muscle cramps officially came back. During this time, around 2018, I forgot to mention I also had a new show called Flyers Pre-Game Report, which was my first ever pre-game series. I was doing that into 2020 as well. After Christmas, we celebrated the new year of 2020. In January, I was still getting the muscle pains. In February, I had some breakthroughs. I didn't get the cramps for a while. Flyers were on a roll that year, in the second half of the season, winning almost every game. One night in particular, well, after that, the game against the Boston Bruins, the winning streak ended. Not only that, but before the game, an announcement had been made that right now, a state of emergency could be happening. The day after this, the pandemic officially hit. And it sucked. It really sucked. It really sucked. For the rest of the Flyer season was officially canceled. All sporting events were canceled. Even the WWE had suffered in the pandemic as well. They had to make do with what they had. In March, many of us were wondering when everything would go back to normal. And this was the year we were introduced to the new normal. I did occasionally get muscle cramps that month, but they were getting less and less. They were starting to go away again. Around April, we would get an announcement that the playoffs would officially start, but the format of the playoffs would be completely different. There'd be no fans and a crowd, and they would play in the basically empty arena. The hubs for this in the playoffs will be in Toronto and Edmonton. During this time, I officially started my podcast, and I did my first ever episode of the Timmy Flyers Guy podcast. And it went really well. I talked about my dad in the videos. I even talked about my time in the rehab facility. Shortly after this, I had more ideas. I had another series planned as well. And that series was Classic Flyers Stereo. My first episode was like in Philadelphia. The first episode was the Flyers Bruins Game 7 from 2010. And my next episode was a music video episode. And also, episode about commercials. I went really well. I had other plans for another series as well, but I'll get to that soon. Around this time, in 2020, we get into the month of May, still no hockey. Until June of 2020, it seemed like our playoffs officially had begun. Even though the pandemic ruined everything, it couldn't put a damper on the spirits of Philadelphia Flyers fan base. Flyers went into the play-in round, won all 3 games. Around June, Philadelphia Flyers had faced off Philadelphia Flyers. First opponent was the Montreal Canadiens. The Flyers beat them in 5 games. During this time, I had a man away talking on Skype around this time. It was a really good conversation. I really enjoyed it. We also had plans to do a podcast episode together in the near future, around 2021. So I got to talk to her a couple of times that month. I was really happy about that. I was glad that I got to talk to her for a few times. We ended up going into the month of July. The Flyers next opponent that year, I don't know what it was, but only for July, June, or July, but I do remember, around July, they had faced off in the second round opponent. The second round opponent in July would be the New York Islanders. Flyers Well, in that series, one of the games ended up being canceled, unfortunately, but yeah, it went down to a game 7 between the Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Islanders. The Flyers ended up getting eliminated by the Islanders, and the season had officially ended. The only time month of August. I gotta tell you, because the way things went, it kind of felt like summer wasn't complete later that year. And it went so fast. Going into August, I remember watching a bunch of stuff on YouTube. We then get into the month of September 2020. During this time, I wasn't doing much in September. We get into October. More of the same. More of the same. Into the month of November. And this is when I started working on a new YouTube series called Back in the Day. Our first episode was at the grocery store chain called Flyersguy. And it went really well. I remember this time, last year I got a new day nurse named Greg. And he was really nice. And I still had him around this time as well. In the month of November, we didn't do much for Thanksgiving. We get to December, and I am celebrating my 34th birthday that year. My 34th birthday that year. And that year, I got to have a nice phone call with the lovely Lady Kosha. It went really well. After that, we both said our goodbyes. And both said that we couldn't wait for the podcast episode to come up in January. We got to Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day comes. A week of that day, I opened up all my gifts. I'm truly grateful we got to celebrate Christmas. Although Christmas did not really feel the same due to the pandemic, but we tried our best to make the best of it. I went on Twitter, and me and Lima had a misunderstanding. It kind of made me a little upset. I got so upset, I ended up getting sick. While I was being sick, Elena sent me a video. She was hooked on a shield, and it was really nice. We then got to talking around New Year's Eve. During this time, this was the first time I had gotten into Cobra Kai. I previously watched the first 2 seasons in the summer, and then watched the next season on New Year's Day. I got a phone call from Lady Kosha that day. We started talking, and we made plans for the podcast episode before the day after New Year's. This was actually this was before New Year's. So that being said, in the next episode, I'm going to be talking about my memories of 2020 and 2021. In that video, I go through some many changes in my life, and I learned a few lessons about life as well in that year. Till next time, everyone. Till next time.